Okay. How's it going, everybody? So you may have noticed that I just got the world record, which I'm pretty excited about. I'm recording this after the fact. I had some serious problem recording a lot of the audio during this run, so the game audio itself is like really loud and like kind of distorted, and then it didn't pick up what I was saying at all. So I just thought that I would add this little extra bit. This way I get to just watch the run and do a little commentary about it, and also it makes the run a little more exciting. So yeah, starting off, I guess I should say I ran this on a friend's computer. My computer is not good enough to record and run a game, which made it really difficult to get footage or anything, or have any runs to submit like at all. So I'm home from break, so I recorded this run, and despite the issues, it turned out pretty fine. I got world record and everything, but it also had a few problems, mainly audio, but gameplay wise there's this weird thing. I don't know what was going on, but every time I would sprint, it like stops for a little bit, like right there. You see it, and I couldn't tell you why, but it happened a lot during the run, and I can honestly say that probably cost me quite a bit of time. But with some good playing skills and some extremely fast load times, like I'm so glad that I played on a friend's computer, because my load times are just so long. That's why I was thinking the amount of skips I have in this run, it probably saves between 6 and 8 minutes, I think. But I was having a hard time, and I was getting really close to world record on my laptop, but even doing that, my load times were like so much longer than Nord's. And I was thinking like I could probably cut off maybe 2 minutes extra if I didn't have to deal with that. And luckily I don't have to deal with it on my friend's computer. In fact, the load times are actually quite a bit faster than Nord's, so I actually ended up saving time over his run through that. Although you may have noticed that I only beat the run by like a few seconds, and that's primarily because I'm not very good at this game. I gotta say, this first bit went fine. There were a few bits. You'll see there was a moment coming up at the lifeguard station. I'll point it out, where it was bad. I was 100% ready to restart, but the night that I did this run, I had restarted like 3 times, all in the same spot, right around the lifeguard station, because I died delivering gas too, and that just, it sucks. I hate doing resets, and the first part of the game is the funnest part of the game, but doing it all, like just playing it and then immediately having to reset and then play it all over again, is just awful. So I didn't reset, and I'm glad I didn't. But after that moment, things were fantastic up until hydration, where I had probably one of the worst hydrations I've ever had in just such a long time. Here's one of the new skips that we just found through Crayfish the Arrowed, who just, I don't know how he fell under the radar. Maybe it's because he only runs Sam B and his times weren't that great, but he had some amazing routing and some glitches that we just had no idea about. But I found his run the other day, and apparently, yeah, he has some amazing routing and amazing glitches. So we used a few of those, and that saved quite a bit of time, which is pretty good. But yeah, so besides that, it was a great run up until prison, which is really weird, because I always lose all my time in jungle, and then my prison is fantastic because I have that very well routed and usually execute it really, really well. But I messed up and got pretty tilted near the end. It was right here. Oh man, that's awful. That's a big time waste, and then you get grabbed, and that you had a zombie sneak through. So that really messed up with the integrity of my weapon, and man, that pissed me off. I'd be so angry. But yeah, so I get through this pretty quick, actually. I think, yeah, this is gold. My PB in this is pretty bad, but that was for a few different reasons. It's I didn't have my splits that I have on my laptop, which are really close. It's my PB from those splits was just over a minute away from world record, but that was also like an insanely good run. But I was playing this one and I just kind of kept my splits as close to what I thought it could be as best I could. So yeah, it was a fine comparison, I guess. But yeah, everything went super fast. That was crazy. This was pretty smart. I was actually proud of myself for that. Usually you run out of stamina there, you lose your weapon, and then you're out of stamina, and then you have to wait. Or if you're really good. If I didn't mess up that one bit, then I wouldn't have to do that at all, because my weapon wouldn't have broken. But yeah, that's a good green. But yeah, so we're going through. I think I messed up this next bit when I'm at really low health, but this is where I had to restart immediately before this when I was getting gas, because no idea why. I die there just all the time. It's easily the place that I die the most, which is kind of sad. But it's still great because I still save a ton of time with that new glitch that I discovered about a month ago now, I guess. But yeah, so it goes pretty good. This all went fine. Okay, that's a little annoying. But yeah, everything went according to plan. I can't say much more about it. Yeah, that sucks. That really sucks. Besides that, well, I guess that gives me full stamina. That's not, it's bad, but it's not too bad. I could have avoided that. I should have started running. But and that zombie is like, it's just RNG whether that zombie is there or not, which is super annoying. The RNG zombie manipulation and stuff is just the worst for this game. I can't stand it, like, at all. Especially when you go through, because I level up immediately after doing gas, and then I have to level up my Fury so that I can get Fury, but then I have to kill zombies in order to get my Fury to activation level, which I need it to be activated by the time I get to the hotel. And it sometimes is, and it sometimes isn't, and it's purely dependent on where the zombies spawn. And it's really awful. But that went totally fine, this run. There's a lot to complain about. This run it could easily be just better. It could be so much better in so many different ways. But I don't think I'm gonna run it again for a while, or at least a long time. One, because it's kind of an inconvenience for my friend to go over to his house and just be like, hey, instead of hanging out with you, mind if I just sit and play video games on your computer for 3 hours? But he was really cool about it. But still, between that, the weird sprint glitch, which genuinely cost me a lot of time, and the fact that it's a fun game to run, but it's kind of hard sometimes, and I don't want to deal with that. Because mission's accomplished. I will absolutely go back to this game if someone beats it again. I totally plan to. But if nobody does, which I kind of feel, Mr. Bands has to switch over to vanilla if he plans on getting any of these records, really. Oh, this is really bad. I forgot how long this took me. I got here super early. That was a really good run here, but yeah, man, that sucked. Anyway, yeah, yeah, Mr. Bands has to get vanilla if he plans on competing with vanilla times. Just because Definitive Edition isn't nearly as fast as vanilla is. And I tried doing this glitch in Definitive when I was at my friend's house, because I can't get that game to run on my laptop. But I thought I'd try it out to see if I could help out Bands, because if I could get that glitch, then I'm sure Bands has like at least a running chance at fighting for it. But because most of the other glitches are pretty universal, it's just there are a bunch of like little things throughout the run that are different from Definitive that really creates the difference there. But yeah, so if he plans on doing that, and then Nord, that's a bad park. That's gonna bite me later. But yeah, Nord started running again, but his other runs both were just under 3 hours, which is still fantastic. And the difference of skill between me and him is highly noticeable. In his world record run, I think he died twice. But I died just so many times in this run through. It's honestly a little sad. But hey, it's world record. So I'm going to take that. And this propane tank is glitched. I don't know why. It doesn't matter how far away I am from it. It always knocks me back. So that's super annoying, but it's what you have to deal with. Because I don't like to get my fury weapon early, which is what a lot of the other runners do. But that's just not my style. Because if you do that, the higher level you get, the harder the game is. And I really don't enjoy playing the game when it's hard, so I like to keep it as simple and easy as possible, but that often it can make it really slower, but it also makes my life way easier, because if I wasn't using fury weapons, I would have to use other weapons, and that would mean a lot of inventory management. That would mean I'd need to pick up money so that I could upgrade my weapons and I could keep them all from breaking and stuff like that. So I love using fury weapons for as long as possible, and the only way to do that, because it's such a weak weapon, but it's glitched, and that makes it just fantastic, is you have to be a lower level, because by the time you hit like level 8, well, even before that really, by the time you hit like level 6, it's virtually useless. It's still nice, it can still kill infected and super fast, but as far as like walkers and thugs and stuff, there's just almost no point in using it. Man, yeah, I lost a lot of time here, huh? Yeah, that's like 40 seconds.
Getting better.
But yeah, man, that sucks. Yep, so I try to use my fury weapon as much as possible, but that also means that I have to be as low a level as possible.
Yes.
Which also screwed me over on a few of the other runs I did at my friend's house. I had to restart because I was like halfway through, and then I would get a challenge, and challenges award you just an insane amount of experience. So then I had to restart my run, because that would boost me up to like level 14 when I want to be like level 5. And so it's just, I can't do that. But this run, I think I might have got a few challenges. For the most part, I think I only got one, that I remember at least. Is that I picked up money from dead bodies. It's like collects 250 money from dead bodies or whatever. But that particular challenge gives you like no experience. I mean, it gives you a good enough. It leveled me up, but it only leveled me up like once, and usually it levels you up like 6 to 8 times, which is just awful, and can easily ruin a run. So I actually did okay, and then I was freaking out. I was like, I guess I won't pick up any more money after this. So yeah, I was really careful about item management after that, just so that I didn't have to have anything that needed to be repaired or needed to be upgraded, because I wasn't having a lot of money. And that really sucks. It sucks. But, yeah, man, it's almost not worth it to go through those little shortcuts. Almost. I think, because when you get them, it's great. But when you don't get them, you waste like 5 seconds, and they save like 3 seconds each. So, it's like I don't even really see the point. This is really bad too. The fact that I got pushed away so far. But there I go, up on top. Yeah, I think I still saved time here. But this wasn't a bad juice box, but it certainly wasn't good. But yeah, and I would usually I started grabbing the alcohol there because there are 10 bottles of alcohol in the hotel. That's a really good throw. That's an awesome throw. But I would grab 10 alcohol from the hotel. But I always have this bad habit of when I pick them up, a zombie will come near me, and like instinctively I'll be like, oh, I have to kill the zombie real quick, and I'll go to swing my weapon. But a lot of times when you pick up alcohol, that just immediately gets switched to your hand. So it puts your weapon away and it brings out the alcohol, which is just the stupidest thing in the world. It makes me so angry. But yeah, it does that. So I always pick up that extra alcohol, because when it's in my hand and you swing, you drink the alcohol, and I need that later. I'm getting really good at that skip too. That was awesome. Super dangerous. That skip will immediately end your run if you do it wrong, because your car explodes and the juice boxes disappear with it, which is great. But it also saves like, I don't know, 4 seconds, so you know, what's it worth, really? But yeah, so I always pick up that extra alcohol, because I always end up drinking one when I'm not supposed to, over in the hotel, and that just ruins the Molotov situation, because I need 10 alcohols to get 2 Molotovs, so that I have 3 when I get to the waterworks portion in Joseph Percent. Which can be super annoying, because if I mess that up, then I'd have to go and do the old strat, which wastes like 4 minutes or something. It's been a while since I timed it out. It was just really bad, which kind of makes me a little sad, because I remember basically what it is you it's not really a glitch, but it's like kind of a glitch, where there's this little ledge that wraps around the building, and you're clearly not supposed to be able to walk on it. But the physics in this game are just terrible, so I managed to walk on it just fine, and it took me a really long time to figure out that you could do that and how to get across, and that gets you to the back of the building, and then you can go up and around and kill the guys that are on the roof, because otherwise you need guns and you need to be level 12, and I don't like being that high of a level, so that just wasn't going to work out for me. So I found that, and I was super excited about it. But it also wastes like a ton of time, and so that's why my old Joseph percents were just really bad. But yeah, no, I figured out, not necessarily a new strat. I figured it out before I saw a Crayfish the Arrow's video, but he does the same thing I did. I just figured it out before I saw it, I guess, if that makes any sense. Basically, yeah, because you get 1 Molotov after you complete the gasoline mission, but I usually never get it because I never thought about it. It just seemed like a waste of time to go and talk to the dude. But if you bring him 5 alcohols, get you 1 Molotov, and if you have a Molotov, you can kill the guys on the roof. But you need at least 2 Molotovs, and that can be kind of scary. One of the guys is pretty easy to hit, but one of the other guys is just super not easy to hit, which is kind of terrible. So I always freak out when I do that. I've only messed it up, I think. Well, when that happens, I usually give up. I reset. because it's just such a big waste of time. But I've only messed it up like twice. If you saw here, here's the Fury glitch. Or if you drop your weapon right before you activate your Fury, and you drop your Fury weapon, and it's awesome. And as you can see, I just drank some alcohol, which is great. So that's awesome. But it's cool because I had that backup, but that backup I was going to use for City Hall when I have to give it to the one security guard. So there's a backup strat I have. I'm actually pretty proud of myself with how well I handled being drunk there, because that can be just awful. I've had it where I accidentally did that, and then I had to get into the elevator, and it took me until I was not drunk to get into the elevator, because I just could not get down through that hatch. Mainly because the physics of it all is absolutely terrible, and it's hard to get down that hatch just regularly. But when your character's just swaying all around and you can't control it at all, it's really not cool. So this is a pretty good hotel so far, besides that alcohol drink. But my Fury weapon worked fine. Getting all the alcohol worked fine. I killed those infected really quick. Yeah, but it gets a lot worse here. I want to say, yeah, that's really annoying when they block you off like that. But I want to say this is one of my worst hotels. But it beats those old splits by quite a bit, I'm pretty sure. Because I'm still flying, like honestly. Like, I forgot to kill those guys. Usually, I used to not, but every single time that I wasn't, I would go through here and they would be coming through that door, and then they would block me, and then I would get hit by the thug. And it's really, really unfortunate that I got hit by the thug there, because that's like that's about 7 seconds loss, maybe 5. But it's super annoying, especially since I killed them and was like, oh yeah, it'll be fine. And then of course that messes up. I don't want to say that they're like on a cycle or anything, but a lot of times if something gets messed up, then a lot of the other things in the hotel would be messed up. Like that right there, I don't think I've ever been charged like that. Like, I don't think that's ever happened to me before. By those zombies, that is. So that's really annoying. I mean, he didn't grab me or anything, so I guess it's not too bad. But yeah, that's not cool. But, yeah, that's really unfortunate too. Gotta switch my weapons. There we go. But yeah, that's really annoying. And then we have to fight these next few guys. I'm pretty sure this didn't go very well either. This was a bad hotel. I mean, yeah, it wasn't too bad. Yeah, I got hit by that thug. That sucks. That's really annoying. That's why this run could just be so much better. I'm like actually upset. You know? I was a little bit tilted when I got hit by that first thug, I guess. But yeah, it really came down to the wire. You'll see that I beat Nord's time by only like 17 seconds, which is still cool. I mean, I beat it, and I'm absolutely gonna take that. I will 100% take that win for sure. But then you just stuff like this, where it's like I got hit twice by thugs in the hotel, and that just sucks. That sucks so bad. It makes me so angry. Here's a little thing. If you didn't know, that's a one-sided wall. I don't know why they did it. It's like on one side they were like, oh man, we need to make this room more open, and they wanted to put like 2 windows in there because it's supposed to be a window, right? But if you look on the other side, one of the windows, it's just a wall. Like they didn't program it correctly, I guess. And it looks really bad. It's terrible, but it's also like it's a little skip. It saves like half a second, but you can just jump right through that window and it works out fine. Yeah, right now, I think I'm about, I think I'm about 2 minutes ahead of Nord, which is about right. He finishes wasting time at about 15:30, 15 minutes 30 seconds, and I've been, that's a pretty bad time, at 13:13. I've been getting like high 12s lately, which is really good, and that's why I was really excited to run. But that was just a really bad waste in time. It took me so long to get into the storage room and everything. But that main glitch, plus the new one at the beginning, that load checkpoint skip, really helps. It helps a lot. And yeah, I essentially keep that 2 minute time ahead all the way up until like, yeah, I guess the beginning of the jail. I forgot to get my Molotovs here. It's really important that I do that.
Yes.
I've ruined runs because I've forgotten to get my Molotovs. And it's like, I get to the pump station and it's just like, I can't do anything. I have to reset.
Let's do this.
I accidentally split there. But there we go. Yeah, so that was pretty quick. We're back in the negative, which is what we want. And that's still super fast. 25:58. I'll take that any day. But it could be faster. And that makes me so angry. And you'll see whatever this glitch is just, it's killing me on this downhill. I tried looking down, like, to see if that would fix it, and it clearly did not. Which I think is because I think it's a bad idea to look down at the ground. Just because if you, like, look up, the things on the ground don't load as well. Like, that grass pops up, like, right there. Especially in the city, because there's like debris and stuff everywhere, and if you look down, then it like loads extra debris, and that just makes the game run like super slow. I almost died there, by the way. That freaked me out. Oh my god, that was really close. But yeah, so it's really important to careful where you look, I guess. I don't know. You want to make the game run as smooth as possible. I'm thinking the glitches happen because a lot of times when there's like a jutteriness, the game kind of resets itself, and I think when it resets itself, it makes you stop sprinting. It's really annoying that I got grabbed there, but that's okay. Yes, we have to wait for whatever this dude is, Nikolai. We have to wait for him anyways, so that's okay. This one's actually a pretty decent, yeah, there, I got that challenge. Yeah, Undead Presidents. Which wasn't too bad, that was just like a level. But yeah, this was a super good Black Hawk Down, mainly because of this part. I don't think that grab really set me back much more than like a second, maybe. But I killed both of these zombies just super quick, and then I managed to get up and run behind these bushes, which is just the sketchiest part. I hate doing that. Black Hawk Down is my least favorite of all the missions in Act 1. Mainly because of this part too, just waiting. I mean, I guess it's kind of nice. It's like one of the only breathers you have in pretty much the entire game. There isn't much waiting, or at all. There's like that one cutscene in the prologue that you can't skip, and then this, and then there's like a Jin. You have to wait for Jin to get into the bunker before you can go to the jungle, and that takes like 30 seconds, which is a little annoying. But yeah, so this all went really well. I'm pretty proud of that, actually. Not that you can save much time in Black Hawk Down. It's you're literally just running from one point to the other. The only thing that can really set you back is if you let one of those zombies past you.
Yes.
Which is really annoying, by the way. The fact that that is the only moment, I guess it's not the only moment, but it's the only like major moment where the zombies take priority of an NPC over you. And if they run all the way down to the hill, then you have to run all the way down to the hill to kill them. Because Nikolai doesn't start moving again until all zombies are dead. So if you kill all 4 of them up on the top of that hill, then he immediately starts walking, which can save quite a bit of time and is really helpful. But, yep, so this is the last mission of Act 1, so we're coming down to the wire, and we're making great pace, if I say so myself. I think Nord's time, I think he beat Act 1 in 36:26, which is really good. I still can't believe that. The fact that I have that like 2.5 minute skip that I found, plus the new one that we found from Crayfish the Arrows Run, that saves like 3.5 minutes, and he's still like, I don't know, beat him by just over 2 minutes, I think. Just over or just under. Which is exceptional. I cannot believe how good of a runner he is. I'm sure, I don't know how much time he put into it. I know, like, I've put in a lot of time, but I also haven't put in that much time, you know? Look, I've done a lot of Joseph percents, but I've at most done like maybe 30 full Joseph percent runs.
Yes.
So yeah. I mean, it's not clear in this video, but I have a pretty good like first act and like second part of Act 2. Like I do really pretty well, just generally. Maybe not in this run, although I still did fantastic. But I blame that mostly on the load times, because it saves just a fantastic amount. But yeah, so I do alright there, and then I usually lose world record when I hit jungle, just because I have practiced it very little, and I do not like it, so I don't really care to practice it much at all. But that also means that when I do actual runs, I usually end up losing world record when I get there, which is kind of annoying. But it's also the longest act, so it's kind of like I can just blame it on it being like a large part of the game, and then if I mess it up near the beginning, which I usually do, especially like Afran, because Afran makes me hate myself. Although I've found a pretty decent strategy to getting him killed, which is really nice. Which will be super good for co-op, because our co-op time is fantastic, but we always lose like 15 minutes on Afran because it's just so bad. With a decent strategy, I can get that pretty good. But I still lose a ton of time in jungle, except for on this run, which is weird because I do pretty fantastic. There are always areas where I can improve. There are a ton of areas where I can improve. But I really don't much in most of my playthroughs, except for this one, where my jungle was just really good. I was really proud of my jungle.
Yes.
I didn't lose any time. That's why I was like, when I got to the prison, I was like stoked, because my prison, it isn't, well, no, it is pretty good. Honestly, it's really good. With the grenade strategy that I use later on, it's a decent tactic that I can use to kill out a bunch of enemies. The only part that I struggle on is the kitchen when I go to do that quest. But that really isn't that big of a quest, so I don't lose that much time there. But yeah, so I usually always lose time in jungle, and then like that's it. But yeah, I lost it in prison, and I have a ton of extra skips that Nord doesn't use in his run during prison. I got most of them, but I died so much. I don't even know what happened. It was just so bad. It was so bad, and it makes me so sad. I almost want to redo this run and beat it, because that's super easy. Beating this run is incredibly easy. It's just that I don't want to. I don't know. it's really weird. It's kind of a weird feeling, because I've been running this game like on and off for the last 3 years, and when I first was getting into it, I was like, oh well, Nord had his 236. Whatever. He's had that record for 4 years now, or just under 4 years. It'll be 4 years, like January something. So basically 4 years. But when I first did it, I was like, I really like Dead Island. I don't like love it. Like, this isn't my favorite game. It's not my favorite game by a long shot, and it's not a good game. That's for sure. And as I've speedrun it, I've realized it's much worse of a game than I'd ever thought it could be. Oh, man, that's annoying that I didn't see that guy. And that he grabbed me. I should have killed that ram first try. But yeah, so this game, it's really cool. Sort of. I know it's not good, but I enjoyed it. And I enjoyed it enough to be like, yeah, you know, I'd like to get into speedrunning, and this seems like a perfect game to do it. The leaderboards aren't filled up that much, and it's a game I enjoy, so I think it'd be a really cool game to try and tackle. And so I tried, and my very first run, I got like 5 hours and 22 minutes, and I was immediately put off by it. It was like, I hate this. This is hard. This is way harder than it looks in Nord's video. I was going through the comments, the YouTube comments from his video, and there are a lot of people that are like, man, I could beat this, and it's like, no, you can't. You cannot beat this. I promise you. I promise you, you can't. And so I was really put off by it, but I was like, I guess I'll keep doing it. I'll keep at it. And my very next run, I took off like an hour. So I was still running like a 4 hour, 17 minute was my next one, which I was pretty proud of because I lost a bunch of time. But at the same time, it was like, that's still, you know, an hour and 45 minutes away from where I'm supposed to be. And that sucks. That makes me not happy. But I kept trying and I kept trying, and I got it pretty far down. I got it down to like a 348, which is still phenomenally bad, but it was enough for me to be like, okay, that's decent enough. But it also put into perspective that it's like, I can't get a world record. I can't do it. There's no way. Like, I'm not going to be able to drop as much time as I thought that I could. So I kind of gave up, but then Mr. Bands came in, and I forget if he messaged me or if he just posted it in the forums. I think he just posted in the forums, and I was like, oh, hey, somebody opened up a Dead Island Discord, and so I joined that, and I thought that was super cool. And then Mr. Bands became a moderator, and he added Joseph Percent, kind of like as a meme, but then I realized Joseph Percent is just so much better. It's like the only good parts of the game, and it's only, you know, an hour long, so it's like best of both worlds. It's short and it's fun. It's exactly what I want out of Dead Island. I don't have to worry about, you know, doing any of the boring stuff, and I don't have to compete against Nord's time because it was just too good. So I wasn't gonna do it. And then I had a pretty good rivalry with Bands for a while, because his Joseph Percent was really good too. But then yeah, I kept trying that out, and then I kind of gave up on it for a while, for a long while. It was about 1.5 years, because I started doing it during school year, and of course I'm in college, so doing it during the school year was just, it wasn't good. It was really, really hard, and it would take away from classes and stuff. But I was like, I'm just going to run the game a ton this summer. I'm going to do it, and then I'm going to get world record and everything. I'm going to get Joseph down as good as I can, and then I'm going to move on to any percent world record, and I'm going to do it all. I was really lucky that he moved backwards there. I was going to level up. Yeah. So I was like, okay. But then I didn't do a single run that entire summer. And then I gave up on it. But then I started. I realized that on speedruns.com, there's that little section where it says streams, and if you click on that, it just shows you everyone that's streaming right now that it has an account on speedrun.com. So I was finding just a ton of other people who were doing speedruns. It was like, you watch them and then you get motivated to do your own stuff because they ask you what you do, and it's like, it's not cool to be like, yeah, I have some subcategory in some random game where nobody else runs against me. And it's like, no, I want the any percent world record. I want people to know that. So I got motivated quite a bit, and so I started practicing a lot, and I was still realizing that I was very far away. Also, I guess I should say what I was doing there. Yeah, so this next bit, I do it with a car. Well, this was a really bad section right here for me to go through this and do this car. I died like a lot, but I think that if I just run, it might be faster, but this is safer. Although not in this run. It was very not safe in this run. It was terrible. I lost so much time. I felt so bad. It was mainly my fault. I was messing up that little trick right there, because then I get hit by that thug. That sucks so bad. But yeah, I was moving that car so that I could run over there and do a quick get in, because there's a little bit of time where that one guy who's same voice actor as Sasuke, but doing a really bad like Spanish accent, I guess. But that guy has like a little monologue, and usually you can just stand there, but if you just bring the car over and you set it up right in between that truck, you can do that little zip that just gets you straight into the driver's seat. But I obviously messed it up there, so I didn't even get it, but I didn't waste any time either, so I guess it really doesn't matter. But yeah, this section just went so poorly. That really makes me sad. But yeah, so I started practicing really hard for the any percent, and I did it a few times, and I was still doing pretty bad, and it was I was getting close. Like I was getting low 3 hours, but it was still pretty clear to me that I just wasn't good enough at the game. Clearly, I just wasn't good enough at the game to get world record, and so that really, it made me sad. I kind of didn't want to run anymore, but then I was like, whoa, man, that sucks. Man, that really sucks. Oh, that's so bad. Oh man, I'm cringing watching this. This is terrible. And there it starts to get tilted. Just get up. Yeah, I was getting pretty sad because I was like, there's no way I can do it. And then I was thinking, like, what can I do to get my time down? And I know there are a few glitches that I found just doing my own runs that Nord just doesn't use. Primarily in the prison, there's it's like a window that you can just hop through, and it gets you to this room that you're supposed to get to. And it saves like literally 40 seconds. Like it's literally 40 seconds of you running from one side of the prison to the other side and then back again. And you don't have to do any of that if you just jump through the window, and Nord didn't do that. And I thought that was weird because that was just like really easy to find, I guess. But then I was like, okay, well then I just have to look around. I have to find some kind of skips that I can use, and then maybe I'll be able to beat him through that. And honestly, I did. I mean, it's through the skips that I got over the record, because yeah, it's between 6 or 8 minutes better than Nord's time through the skips that I found. It's just that I played so poorly that I only beat it by a few seconds, literally. But yeah, so I was like, okay, So I was looking around, but then I was having a hard time doing it because I was getting like really bored, just like walking around trying to find these things out. And so then I started doing like research into glitches and stuff, and I found out when they released this game, the PC version at least, they accidentally sent out the developer copies. Like, they accidentally made the developer copies for sale instead of the actual game. And so I was like, okay, well, the developer copies are out there, they're everywhere, because they accidentally released them. That is a fantastic Joseph percent, by the way. The fact that I was able to get that at a 45-17 with how poorly I played this entire run is just unbelievable. That is the fastest Joseph percent I've ever done in my entire life. And that was such a terrible run. After this, I genuinely think Joseph percent could easily get down to 43s. I think if you did it just unbelievably fast, I think you could get a 42 Joseph percent. I think that's wholly possible. But yeah, so anyway, I downloaded a developer copy, which was really cool because you can do no clip and stuff, and a few other things that really helped you can increase your speed by a bit. So I did that, and that made looking for glitches super easy, because I could just go anywhere and try anything I needed to for however long I wanted. And if I needed certain scenarios put into place, I could do that. So I had a lot of fun playing around with the developer's copy, and that's how I found the glitch where you can get through the wall. It's because I was like, man, if you could grab that radio and skip that entire quest, that would be super good. And I went through the wall, and the radio was there, but you couldn't grab it. But then I talked to the dude at the top of the lighthouse, and then you could grab it. So the moment that I knew you could skip that entire quest, where you turn off the alarms and everything, if you could just get through the wall, then that would be fantastic. And so I spent like 3 or 4 hours just trying to figure out how to get through the wall, and being able to do it fairly easily. And I figured out that, yeah, if you just like scoot yourself in between the locker and the wall, it just pushes you through the wall. And it's just an incredible skip, and I'm so happy I found it, because after I found that, I was super invigorated to try and get world record, because then I knew there was like plenty of time save. I knew that, especially my first bit, because my Act 1 and half of Act 2 was like down pat. It was still slower than Nord's, but the fact that I found this 2-minute time save put me on pace with Nord. So the only thing I had to do was play better than Nord, and then I could just do it like super easy. And so that's what I did. And so I started doing Joseph percent runs using that, and I got my Joseph percent really low. Before this run, I was able to get it down to a low 46, which was really nice, and just made me super happy and super stoked to start running this game again, I should say. So I was hella excited to start doing any percent runs again, even though I hate jungle. But I started doing that, and then the first few that I had, I was getting high 2 hours, and it was like, that's not good, but it's much better than I've ever done before. So I did another run, and I shaved off like 7 minutes, and then it just kept doing that until I was like shaving off maybe 2 minutes every run. But of course, it's such a long run. It's 2 hours and 40 whatever minutes. So it was like, yeah, I could only do it like once a week. Plus, I'm in college, so I genuinely don't have the time to do it anyways. But I was sneaking them in just anytime I could. Anytime I possibly could play Dead Island, I was doing it. Or at least wanted to. There were plenty of times where I could have played Dead Island, but I didn't want to. It just didn't sound very fun. No thanks. But yeah, I was doing great, and I was getting super low and super low, and then I joined the speedrunning club at my college, and that really helped because that was like, it was a 4-hour meeting, but we would usually stay for like 6 hours, and that was on Saturday, so that gave me a reason to play the game, and that gave me enough time to do 2 full runs and just have it where I could just go, I could sit down, I could do the run, I could talk to the people around me, but more importantly, I could sit and I could practice. And so I was having a ton of fun doing that. I was just getting better. And man, I suck at that little jump there. That's just terrible. This next little bit's really fast though. I thought for sure he was gonna knock me down. I've died too many times from that dude just chilling up at top of that ladder. And he just he knocks you down, and if you're at low health like I was there, it kills you, which is awesome. But yeah, so I was super invigorated trying to do these runs. Man, that's cool. I should have stayed back and killed those guys there. But yeah, so I was getting super low, and then on my laptop I was able to get a 2 hour and 37 minute. It was like 37:58, so it wasn't too low, but that's just over a minute away from world record. Of course, that was after I found the crayfish arrowed extra little skips and tricks and stuff, but that's still super low. So I was stoked, and I knew just the loading screens between me and Nort's time, I probably finished the game before he did, if you didn't include loading times, but we do. So if I had a computer that had next to no loading times, like my friend's computer did, I die here. I should have... Oh no. Oh, it's the next Steam place. I hate that so much. But yeah, so if I could get a computer like my friend's that had a very little load time, then I could easily get world record. I could probably get world record on my laptop, although I probably wouldn't be recording it either. This is where I die. See, I go left because I'm like, oh, the Steam's right there. I should skip the Steam. I don't want to do that. But I went straight anyway, and I died, and that sucks. But yeah, so I did great. I was super happy that I got home and I could finally do a run and record it and have the load times be short and everything like that. But of course we opened it up and we had this weird sprint glitch. You can see it, yeah, it just keeps happening right there, which sucks because it wastes time, because your sprint stops like immediately, and then it starts immediately too, but it takes like just a half second for you to start running again, even though your stamina is going down. So it's a huge waste of stamina for whatever this glitch is doing. Luckily it doesn't happen too often, just a little bit right there. But yeah, so the amount of times I saved in loads was fantastic, and to be able to record it was pretty fantastic too, right? Because I've been getting some low runs, but they've none of them have been recorded, and that just really sucks. If you see, I grabbed that alcohol there because of the one that I used way back during the hotel, so I had to grab that extra alcohol, which is really handy that it's just chilling right there. It's a really good backup strat. But here you go. I really want there to be a clip through this wall. That would save not too much time, but it'd save a little bit. But yeah, so I got home and I started playing, and it was two full runs at my friend's house that I was able to get world record, and a few resets. There were quite a few resets, and it took me like 2 hours to try and fix the sprint issue, but I ended up just going with it because it's a bother, clearly, but it's not that big of a bother. He exploded really early. That was scary. But yeah, so I did the best I could, and turned out pretty alright, I think. mean, it is world record, even if I'm disappointed in it. But yeah, look how fast those loads were. That's impressive. I'm really happy with that. Then you just yeet through that steam. I think if you're on the farther right, it hurts you, but if you're like right next to where it comes out, it just doesn't do damage. So it's not something you have to worry about. I think this was a really good mall too. I guess I don't really remember. A lot of Act 2. Act 2, it's probably my favorite, I think. It's just also really annoying? I don't know. I don't know how to put it. It's kind of like annoying in a good way, if that makes any sense. Probably because I feel like Act 1 is a lot of just go from point A to B. Like, there's not much fighting at all. It's just kind of like a marathon. You're just running back and forth as fast as possible, which is something I really like. But I don't know. Well, the fighting in this game is also kind of terrible, mainly because I'm not very good at it. But Act 2 is a lot more fighting, but it's all like the fun kind of fighting, not like Jungle, where it's just go from point A to point B, but you also have to kill a ton of people on the way, and it sucks the entire time because everyone is super high level, and you have a weak weapon, and you don't want to deal with it. You just want to get the game over with. But this is fun. I like this bit. And I used to die here a lot, which sucks, because if you die in this room, it brings you back to the last room with a bunch of guys, which is terrible. That's literally, it's like a 40-second time loss if you die in this room. And I used to die all the time, but I figured out there's a nice little strategy called hide behind places and look for health. Because there is health everywhere, and I never took advantage of it until I was just one day where I was like, I just don't want to die here. So I stopped and I looked, and there's health everywhere, and it's super easy if you just like hang out behind like a rack or something. You can grab a soda, drink it, and then just keep killing guys until you need to hide again. It's perfect. But yeah, that was super quick. That was really quick. But yeah, so coming up next we have a glitch I've been working on. Well, it's not really a glitch, it's a save and load kind of thing, which I think I don't want to say it's useless, because I get a lot of use out of it, obviously, that's why I still do it. It's definitely more of a co-op run kind of thing, where if you both drop out and then just collect as many grenades as possible, because that's what I'm about to do. I'm gonna start collecting grenades to use later on. I used to collect 6 because one is like a safety net, but as you can see, it takes it's about 11 seconds per grenade, because you just have to keep resetting and then keep running and then keep resetting, and just do that over and over until you have as many grenades as you want to have. And I usually go for 6, but I started going for 5 just because I don't need that 6th one. I really don't even need 5. I think I could genuinely get away with 4, so long as I'm not terrible at the game. But yeah, so I go for 5, and that saves however much time. But I also lose a ton of time here because I get grenades, just because since the Fury weapon is so useless in the later game, primarily in the prison, if you have these grenades, then you just don't have to fight anybody, and that makes life so much easier. So that means I have to waste time getting grenades so that my later game can be easier for me. But Nord doesn't do that. He doesn't even pick up a single grenade, but he manages his items so well. So by the time he gets to prison, he's still doing fine because all of his items are fantastic and fully upgraded and whatever. But since I don't like doing that, I had to find a different way, and this is the perfect way, but it also wastes so much time. Like, by the time I finished, well, I don't know how far ahead of Nord I am right now. I assume it's like 2 or 3 minutes, but doing that wastes about a minute, maybe a minute and a half if I'm slow about it. So it's not great. But I'm also about to do a cool little trick that I learned from Crayfish the Arrow. After you do this run, because you go back from here, you go back to the church, and then you have to go save Jin in the police department. But usually, I hate this game so much. It tells you to go all the way to the other side of the city so that you can get in the sewers to travel all the way back to the other side of the city. And it's just a huge, like, oh, I fucked that up. That sucks. That's not too bad, I didn't get hit. I've died here before. Occasionally, sometimes there's a guy that spawns right to the right there at the top, and he can hit you and either knock you down, or if you're at low health, it kills you, and that really, really sucks. It's happened to me a few times. But yeah, so Crayfish the Arrow discovered this little routing thing, I guess. Because when you come out of here, well, I don't know if it's out of here. No, I think it is. Yeah, when you come out of here, you come out of the sewers in the river right next to the church, and you never really think about it because you never enter in through that way, like, at all, ever. The game never tells you to. So you don't even really think about that as an entrance. But if you go through that entrance, then right next to the door, right next to the church, is the police station. So the game tells you to go way out of your way so that you can come all the way back, but in the sewers this time, to get to the police station. And that wastes, I think it's like a minute and 40 seconds it wastes. So even though Nord caught up a lot here because I had to stop and get all those grenades, I make up a ton because Nord doesn't use that strat where you just enter in through this little sewage passway. So yeah, I do pretty good. And then jungle, I haven't really stopped and compared the two. I usually do. I have with a lot of my other runs, primarily Joseph percent, because I care more about Joseph percent. I guess I care more about this one too, and now that I have world record, that's really exciting. I'm so stoked on that. Yeah, I'll have to compare the two eventually. But yeah, that saves a bunch of time. I don't know about jungle. I haven't seen how fast or how much time I lose compared to Nord. I mean, by the time I get to jungle, I think I'm 3 minutes ahead, and by the time I get out of jungle, I think I'm 2.5 minutes ahead. So it's not too crazy, I guess. But that's just really weird, because I guess, I don't know how to put it. I don't think there's too much time saved to have in the jungle. I'm sure there is somewhere. But I don't think I have anything too significant over Nord, and I don't think he has anything too significant over me. There's a lot of fighting, but it's very well organized on how we use Fury and how I use grenades and Molotovs, because I get Molotovs later on. I mean, it wasn't a great jungle. I died more than a few times. That it makes me super angry that it happened, because it shouldn't have happened. But overall, I think it's a pretty genuine jungle. It was pretty good. I was very impressed with it. Mainly because I usually end up being much slower than Nord by the time I hit the jungle, but I did fine. I got my ammo boxes away, I got my Afran killed. Everything worked out pretty well. So yeah, here's the a skip. If you go in through there instead of following what the navigator says, it saves so much time. It's actually ridiculous. Even though I went the wrong way. I haven't gone this way very often. This was recently discovered, which is crazy. I guess Crayfish isn't in the Discord or anything. I was looking through Dead Island speedruns on YouTube, because there are a lot on YouTube that aren't on the leaderboards, I guess. And I found that one, and I didn't think it was on the leaderboards, even though it turned out to be. I guess it was because it was a Sam B run, and it was pretty slow. It was still over 3 hours, which there aren't many runs on the leaderboard, but a 3-hour run is not necessarily something that is really captivating to watch, I guess. So I never really paid much attention to it, but I don't know. I just looked at it because I was looking for anything, and it turns out, yeah, the dude had some super solid skips. He didn't play very well. Not as like a slight against Crayfish. He's really, really good, and his routing is absolutely excellent, and I'm super impressed by that. But he also died like a lot. I mean, so did I in this run. So Crayfish, if you want to beat it, do it, man. I totally believe in you. Also join the Discord. Join the Dead Island Speedrun Discord, because it's getting a little lonely. We don't have too many runners. And yeah, he could easily be a top runner. I don't know. I left a message on one of his YouTube videos, but he never said anything. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. There's a lot of work to be done on this game. This is scary. That's really scary. Sometimes those two will be right at that barricade, which is really nice, because then you can just get on top and kill them like almost instantly with a swipe. And when they're stationed like that, it's really scary, because that guy in the back can kill you, especially with how low of health I was at. That was a really good throw. This takes a bit. I was pretty slow here. But yeah, right there. That sucks. I didn't even see that it switched out my weapon. I hate when that happens. It happens randomly too, so it's not even something like when you pick up an alcohol, that alcohol will switch out your weapon. Like, it will happen. So you can like kind of keep yourself situated and be like, okay, I know what's gonna happen, so I don't have to really worry about it. But when it comes to drinking energy drinks, if you have a med kit, it will sometimes switch to that med kit. Sometimes, not always. That was a really good save, Jin. I'm impressed by that. I didn't save too much time, only 6 seconds, but that's still impressive. Yeah, I'll take that. Hey, we're about to finish Act 2 too, which is, man, that's awesome. It's such a fast run. Even if I lose it a little bit later, and even if it wasn't that great to begin with, this is an awesome run. I'll give it that. It's pretty cool. Yep, so we're about to go back to the resort area, and then we'll do it's kind of like an escort mission, I guess. You escort, well, no, we have one more glitch coming up. I guess not glitch, it's checkpoint load, whatever you want to call those, abuse, checkpoint abuse. But you can use that with the Molotov guy, and that saves a lot of time, and Nord didn't use that, so that's another positive I have against him. I think I'm just waiting for Nord to come back and be like, oh, somebody beat my world record. Oh, I'll just use all of the skips that he found and then play much better than he does, and then I'll have it, which he can totally do, because man, was this a bad run. But yeah, so this is a little bit, I think this is probably one of my favorite parts, besides the escorty part. mainly because this is one of the first parts where I get to use a grenade, and I always like using the grenades. That was risky. That was so close to crashing. That was a little impressive, but a little scary. I shouldn't do that. This car is too big to be doing weird, risky stuff like that. Especially when you consider how close I was to not getting the world record at the end. I'm so excited. Like, I can't wait to get to the end. This is my first time rewatching the video, by the way. I don't know. I know it's a little weird to like add extra commentary over it, but it just seemed like without it would be a little boring. You know, it'd just be this man plays Dead Island. Watch as he plays Dead Island. Very poorly, by the way. Very bad. So I just think the extra commentary will be whatever.
Now you ready?
I'm sure. I don't know if it's not allowed. I don't see why it wouldn't be. Gotta upgrade my stuff. Yeah, I don't know. So I'll upload both the uncommented and the commentated version of this run, and I'll submit the commentated version just to have it, because I don't know who looks up their speedruns on speedrun.com, but if they do, I'd be fine with them. Hopefully I'm being like at least a little bit informative as to what's going on, a little bit helpful. Because wow, that was a boost and a half. That was really cool. That was pretty bad, actually. Yeah, so I don't know. I've seen a lot of runs on speedrun.com where it's like, oh yeah, here's this game that I really like, and then it's like I look at it and it's just gameplay, and that's fine, and it's really cool to watch. But when it's like kind of a mediocre game that isn't too exciting or anything, and it's just like, yeah, I don't know about this. Maybe I should have some speech in there. But yeah, there was just a checkpoint abuse, if you didn't know about that. So there you go, which saves a bit of time. Saves that run back, which is considerably slower without Fury, because you use it to get there. That saves like 30 seconds, which really helps out. But yep, so this is the last quest for Act 2. Then we move on to Act 3, which I'm really excited to watch, because I haven't seen it. I just know what happens. I know it's terrible. Not Act 3, Act 4. Act 3 was fine. I mean, it was pretty bad. It wasn't great. It could have been better. But it wasn't terrible, so I'll take that for sure. Yeah, so right now we're heading down over to one of the bunkers where we put some explosives on a door. There's a few zombies we have to kill along the way, and it's kind of an escort mission, but she walks all the time, and then it's pretty much you just sit and wait for the next little wave of zombies. I was going a little too fast there, so I have to back up, because that stupid circle is so small. I don't know why they made it so small. The amount of times I've just flown past that circle is too high. It makes me angry. But yeah, so we're coming up. I'll have to kill a few zombies. I think I screw up here and I accidentally run too far ahead, and some zombies go and get Jin, but it's not too bad. I was freaking out a little bit. I forget some part through here. I open up Nord's Run on my phone just to have it play while I'm playing, so I can just glance over at it to see how far ahead I am. And that was probably a bad idea, because then I started getting like really kind of scared, because I would see him like start pulling ahead of me, and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can make up much time there. But I forget when I do that. I just know well, for one, it was like 5 in the morning when I did this run, so I was super tired, which is probably bad when you're doing a 3-hour run and you have to be, you know, mentally aware of your surroundings so that you can kill zombies and whatever. But yeah, so it was a little scary. Shouldn't do that. I'm not gonna blame that on why I was playing bad. I don't know why I was playing bad. I was just not great at the game, I guess. No. Here's something a little new I do. There's a zombie over there, and one is on top, and he always rushes you. And 2 zombies spawn right here, so I usually kill them and then go over and then throw a grenade. But then I always take a few hits from that guy because I can't switch weapons in time. And if you go too far over, then the zombies on the bottom start following you up the stairs, and then you can't properly throw your grenade, and it messes all that up. So it's a little scary. You gotta be a little careful. But I think I kill them all super easy here. Yeah, and I gotta level up. And I lost half my health. I am just the worst. I don't know why anyone lets me play this game. I'm so bad at it. But yeah, so this is it. This is the end. We have to. This is just waiting now. I just have to wait for Jin to walk over, and then they blow up the door, and then you have to wait for Jin again because she has to walk into the bunker, and it takes literally forever.
Okay. 1,
So.
2.
Yeah, dope. So, now I just get to hang out. I think this is where I opened up my phone to see how Nord was doing. Because it is a decent amount of time that you have to sit and wait. But the run is half over already, which is crazy. Wow, that's a time save. 1:16:59, under 1:17. I'll take that. Again, I haven't compared this to Nord. I'm sure it's pretty good.
I know somebody who might help us out, but their village is really far from here.
No.
We're gonna need to take a
That's
car.
scary. I'm glad nobody joined my game. I don't know if he had those settings turned on. I'm sure he did if we would get a pop-up like that, but that'd be scary. If someone joined my game when I was on this world record pace, and that like ruined my run, oh, that would be so sad. Couldn't even imagine. But luckily, not a lot of people play this game anymore, so you really don't have to worry about it too much. That was really cool. That clipping of the rock really helped. I've had that part get screwed up like so bad. Do I use Fury here? Yeah, I do. It's really easy. I've never used Fury here before. I guess I just kind of thought it was alright. Just was gonna go for it. And then for whatever reason, I couldn't push Jin here. Don't know why, but that was really annoying. I'm not sure how much time that lost, but I'm sure it was quite a bit. No idea why. It didn't work. So that's really cool. Happy with that. But yeah, so another escort quest, the first of many in the jungle. I don't know why the developers just kind of stopped and were like, hey, you know what would be really fun? If the entire last half of the game was nothing but escort missions. I don't know why they do that. It's terrible. It's not fun. It's so not fun. But this doesn't go on for too long, and then I have to go get munitions, which is usually a fun quest. I generally don't like driving in the jungle, but when you like get good at it, it feels really, really good, you know? If that makes sense. It's just, yeah, it feels like really fluid, and then you know when like the ground is just gonna be randomly off center, so it's gonna like destroy your car or whatever. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie, my driving in the jungle was pretty awesome this time around. I was really, really happy with it, but my playing itself was pretty bad. So I'm pretty sure I die during munitions. Maybe not. We'll see. I don't remember. I did this run last night. It's just I had to get the video from my friend's house over to my house, and that took a really long time. And then I wanted to sleep because I finished this run at like 7 in the morning, and I wanted to. Well, first I was shaking because I was so excited that I finally did it after so long. 3 years of running this game. But yeah, so I finished doing whatever, and then I went home and I slept. And then yeah, and then I was like, yeah, I wanna do a commentary track for it, just to make it a little more interesting and a little more insightful. But we'll see how that goes. Yeah, so it was a pretty good run, not terrible, but we'll see how I do. I'll figure it out. I'm sure I did fine. I don't even remember what Nord does. I don't know. I should watch his again. It's just such a time commitment. I feel like I should be watching movies or something instead of playing video games, and then watching other people play video games so that I can play my video games better. I almost feel bad for bands. I was thinking about asking for mod status, just because like I'm the only active runner for this game. But then it was like, man, that also sounds like a ton of work. If somebody fucking enters a video and then I have to like watch it and then approve it, that just seems not fun. It really doesn't. Yeah, so I usually Fury boost here just to run a little faster. But I used my Fury before on that first bit with that floater, so I don't have Fury right now, so I can't use it. But that's also fine, because I always feel like it's kind of a waste here, because it's a pretty short run. It obviously goes much faster if you Fury run, but usually the point of Fury run is when you have like a really long stretch of land, so that you can use up all your stamina and then Fury run, and then when your Fury ends you get all of your stamina back. But when you come here, you go and your Fury ends like right before you get to the butcher, so then you have full stamina, but during the cutscene you get all your stamina back anyways, so it's kind of a waste. Yep, I remember why I died. The butcher followed me. The butcher followed me all the way, which has never happened to me before, by the way. It was really quite astounding. That's like actually phenomenal. Because usually I've had him, he's gone under the log before. That's happened to me before. But he always stops following me like by the time I get to the bridge, so then I don't have to worry about it. But he is very clearly still following me. And then usually you can let zombies attack these guys, which is a fun thing. I do both in the prison and in the police department, is that I open the doors, and instead of killing the zombies that are following me, I bring them in, and then if you just like run around guys, the zombies will start attacking the humans and the humans will attack the zombies, and that makes it way easier to kill them and also way easier to evade if you need to, just like right here. But yeah, that sucks, dude. That sucks so bad, having that butcher follow me. Never happened to me before. And these guys are just the worst. It's actually a little impressive that I was able to kill him so quick. when you get used to the fighting, it's pretty simple. I feel like that's one of the major improvements I've had. If you look at like clearing out the lifeguard, I've gotten so good at clearing out the lifeguard. So long as like my weapons and stuff are okay. I'm not gonna say that's like RNG, but it's a little bit of RNG of whether or not zombies are acting the way they are supposed to, and so are my weapons. But they do fine. Yeah, that was quick. Besides me getting knocked down, I didn't die, which is good, but I did get knocked down, and that's, or no, I did die. Yeah, I died. Man, fuck. Yeah, so I got knocked down and I died, which sucks. But I didn't die there at the end, which is something that happens quite a lot. Just because there's usually 2 zombies that spawn right next to the car, and they'll always try to kill you. I usually don't get gunners over there, which is kind of weird, because I didn't get either zombie, but I got a gunner, which is a little weird. This driving is bad. I'll admit to that. This is not good driving. But that's also fine. Man, I'm coming up at the end though. This is gonna be like a hell of a time save. You know, actually, I remember saying that during the run. I remember pulling these out and being like, man, oh my god, this is gonna be a huge time save. That's awesome. I'm really proud of this. I mean, I'm not like totally proud of it. I'm proud of the title. I'm not proud of how I got it, because this run is just awful. But a bad run that's a world record run, still a world record run, so I'm not gonna say no to that. But hell yeah. So this next bit is Afran, which I hate, but I'm pretty sure it went pretty well. I took my time in some places just because I really didn't want to die, and I do think I ended up dying, I'm pretty sure. But I have a solid idea of how to kill Afran effectively, which is really helpful. And that'll make, I'm still planning on doing co-op. I still want to get the co-op world record too. But it'll be a little harder to get that. Actually, well, I don't know. Bands did really, really well in his co-op run, and that's gonna suck to try and beat. But I'm also, I would say, much, much better now than I was. So I think I'll be fine. I think me and Hot and Ready can get that co-op world record. Maybe not easily. It'll probably take a few runs, especially because he hasn't run this game in like a few years. That's not true. He ran it. We ran it like once or twice this last semester, but they were not good runs. I don't even think they were full runs. I think we stopped like halfway through. But either way, he and I, we're gonna rock it up. We're gonna try and get some world records. Now that I have the big boy world record, I'm sure we can get the co-op too, and that'll be really exciting, because we've been trying for a while. We were really into it like 2 years ago when I first started running, and I was like, hey, like nobody's run the co-op, we could totally do it. I was like, yeah, sure. But then before we could like actually do a run, Bands uploaded his time, and it was like, ooh man, nope, we can't beat that. That was a pretty good time. But that was 2 years ago, and 2 years ago I was still in my solo runs. I was running like 3 hours and 16 minutes. Like it wasn't good. So even with the extra help, we were not going all that fast. But now I'm extremely is subjective. I'm fairly fast, and at least I know what I'm doing pretty efficiently. So yeah, so I think it'll go alright, so long as we can do that. If we do that, I mean spring break, or winter break, only lasts as long as it does. So, oh yeah, I'm gonna die. Yeah, it's bad. I pulled out my grenades and like, Yep, I cannot attack these guys that are swarming me right now. So it's not terrible. That level up helped. Yeah. Yeah, it's fine. Man, these doors are bad. Holy cow. So here's my strategy, right? Usually you stay down there and you throw your grenades up and it just kills them. That's how Nord does it. That's how I used to do it. But it was so, and don't kill yourself. Oh my god, that's awful. I can't believe I killed myself. But yeah, usually you stay on the outside right here and you throw them up into that window. And if it hits Afran, you know, then he's gonna die and you don't have to worry about it. But it's also really, really hard because he tends to run away from the grenades. And so I would do that. I would do that strategy, and I would throw my 2 grenades, which is all that I could throw. I mean, I could throw 3 because I was getting 6 grenades at the time. Back when I was doing the grenade glitch instead of 5. But even if you miss it, like, you're screwed. Like, you're not doing very good.
Yes.
And if you run out of grenades, then you have to knife Afran, and you cannot get up close with him, or you will die, and you will die constantly and over and over. So I lost plenty of runs to just missing my grenade throws, and I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know how to figure out how to not let him die. So I just didn't know what to do. But then I just went like, what if I just go inside? If I just go inside, go up the stairs, and then just throw the grenade at his feet, that'll probably do just fine, right? Here's a little skip. I'm not even sure if this is faster because you go through the water and that makes you go slower. But there's just like a really narrow path right through those bushes that they just didn't program collision. So you can just literally walk through that and you'll get there faster, I think. I don't know, I haven't timed it. But yeah, so if you just run up there and if you throw a grenade at his feet, it's gonna kill him. It's a little more hazardous because you're like right in the line of fire of him, but if he dies and you don't, then you just walk downstairs and it's over. Which wastes just a little bit more time than Nord's strategy, but it is 1000% more effective. I mean, like right there I died, sure, but all I had to do was walk back up and throw another grenade and he died instantly, rather than me having to go up there and just knifing to death, which you can't do. You can't do it. So yeah, it turned out alright. Could be better, but so could a lot of things. And I'm not gonna complain about that. So yep. This part's pretty cool. This is where it really starts to show how weak the Fury weapon is now. With how many swipes I had to do there just to kill the few zombies that were just walking around. So that would be, I probably could have switched weapons. Well, maybe not, because I'm not that high of a level. There's it really sucks because you get a machete, but it's a level 4 machete, and even if you fully upgrade that, it's too weak at this far in the game, so it's almost as useless as the Fury weapon, and then it also uses stamina and breaks, so it's either like you have to be level 14 to use the purple machete that you get from Mother Teresa, or whatever her name is. She gives you that purple machete, but you have to be level 14, which I'm usually not by here. I'm usually level 14 by the time I beat the game. I think I think I get up to level 17 in this run, just because of the few challenges that I got. But for the most part, when I finish a run, I'm usually at level 14. So that machete doesn't even matter to me, because I physically cannot use that machete until the very last bit of the game, which I'm not gonna do. So yeah, it really sucks. I'm sure there are other weapons I could get, or I could figure something out, but there's really no other way to put it other than either you can play this game getting as much challenges as you possibly can to be as high of a level as possible and get all the perks that come with being a high level, but you also have to be very skillful at the game, because you have to be able to kill the enemies, which are much harder. Even though you do way more damage and you have more perks, you still have to be able to dodge enemy attacks and anticipate what's going to happen and everything like that. Or you can do what I do, and you can stay at a low level and just use the Fury weapon for the entire game, and it still works out alright. And you don't really have to worry about other weapons, you don't have to worry about managing your items or anything. It's pretty decent. At least, well, decent. It's easier. It's certainly easier. And that's really what I was going for. Because I don't know, I like this game a lot, but I don't want it to be more of a hassle than it needs to be. And it can certainly be a hassle if you let it be. I mean, not even totally. If you ask Bands, like, I'm sure he doesn't mind doing what he does. Because in Definitive, you don't even get the Fury weapon at all throughout the entire run. So he just has to deal with doing weapon mods and stuff. Here, there's a glitch that Crayfish Arrow found too. It's a checkpoint abuse. But I don't know. I got too scared to use it, because the run right before this, the one last night, I got this world record run, but the night before that was the splits that these are based off of. That was my run previous to that, and that run went pretty terrible, because after I flipped that switch, and then I was like, oh, I'll wait around, because you can only use that checkpoint when the quest activates, and it takes a little while for that quest to activate, so you can get about like a quarter way up that little mountain before you have to before you're allowed to use the checkpoint abuse system. So I thought that I was just going to I could just do it as soon as the quest updates, and I don't know, I'll have to rewatch his video. Maybe I was just doing it wrong. I could have been.
Yes.
But I don't know. I think because he just goes like halfway up the mountain and then just reloads his checkpoint and it works. I've done it before. I've done it in a run. But I don't know. I decided to change it up and just stay at the bottom of the hill and not walk up and face any zombies or anything. But then it just didn't work, and I was just chilling at the bottom of the hill, and it kept reloading me there, and it wasted a ton of time. So yeah, I was too scared. I was too scared to do it in this run and try and jeopardize that. And it's a good thing too, because I only beat the record by like 17 seconds. And if I had done that, that easily could have wasted that 17 seconds. Easily. Which is terrifying. It was, dude, seriously. I was so scared. That last bit up on top of the prison is so scary. When I saw my clock reach 1:30 or 2:36, I was like, oh man, this is bad. I don't think I'm gonna get it. And it was like one of those things where it's like, and if I don't get it, then I don't get it by like 10 seconds, and that's just devastating. Like, it's one thing to be like, oh, like, I got a 2:43. It's like, oh, that's, 7 minutes away from world record. Like, whatever, you can get that off. But then when you play and you get like a 2:36 and 34 seconds or whatever, and it's just like, I missed out on world record by 13 seconds. I'm pissed off. That makes me so angry. And for a second there at the end, I thought that's what was going to happen, but I didn't have to worry about it because I ended up making it. Very, very narrowly, though. Very narrowly. But, yep, so this part's a little boring. Just have to sit and kill some zombies for a little bit, which isn't terrible. Although the AI routing in this area is just really, really bad. So much about this game is really, really bad. I don't know what was going on. I seriously want to talk to the developers about some of the design decisions they made. Like, right there, they get caught on those, like, wood panels or whatever. But, like, why didn't the developers just get rid of the wood panels so that doesn't happen? I mean, it's not that big of a problem, but I've also had it where they've landed on there and then they just, like, bank right and they go through the wall and then you can't kill it. And then it's like, I've never had a run end that way. But I've seen it happen multiple times where they just run off in a direction and then they go out of bounds just because of that stupid fence right there. And it's really weird. I think they could have fixed it. They could have fixed so many things, and they just didn't. Maybe it was like a time crunch thing. Maybe it had to be something. I can't think of why they would let that just go unchecked. Although, to be fair, a lot of the jungle seems pretty uninspired. A lot of the story seems uninspired. It's like, I get it, for the most part, sort of. Because it's like, island resort, right? That makes sense. So, the beach is a resort, huge hotel, bunch of bungalows, bunch of swimming pools. That all seems super realistic. You can walk around and you can find like there's like a concert area, a bunch of stuff, and it all seems really cool. And then you get to the city, and then like the city's a dump and everything, and it's like, all right, I kind of get that sort of. It's like, why would a high class, super high class resort not have like a city that's just so terrible, But I also get it, like, there's a lot of people coming here, a lot of people want to live here, sure, whatever. But then you have the jungle, and it's just, like, filled with, like, terrorists and weird, like, African tribes and stuff, and it's just like, that doesn't make any sense. Why are there people living in the jungle when this is a super heavily populated, huge resort? This entire island is just a massive vacation place. Why are there like weird mummy islands with cannibals and stuff? Like, it's very clashing. And then it's like, but also on this island in like a secluded lake or whatever, there's this just high security prison for the world's worst prisoners. And it's like,
Okay.
what? Why? I don't get it. Why would a high security prison with the world's most wanted be right next to a huge holiday resort? Like, I don't know about that. I don't know about this game. I love it, but I hate it for so many reasons. And I don't know. It's fun though. It's got its charm. It's a charming game, even if it's a little annoying and doesn't make much sense very often. I'll take it. I'll take what I can get. Still waiting on Dead Island 2. and I own Dead Island Escape, or Escape Dead Island, but I've never played it. And I was talking with Bands. He says he wants to start speedrunning Dead Island Riptide, which will be really cool. I want him to run more, just in general. But I don't think I'll ever run Riptide. I don't think that's a game for me. It's like, I mean, it's this game, literally, but I kind of feel like it's lost its charm a little bit. I don't know how to put it. If you ever played Riptide, you'll understand, I think. It's way more generic and bland than this one. This one's, it's bad, but it's also just fucking crazy. And that's what I kind of like about it, is that it's nuts, and it does whatever it wants to, and I feel like Riptide is just like, yep, so you're on another island, and you gotta get off this island, and there you go. It's like, I don't know. I didn't really like it when I played it, and I don't think I'd like doing a speedrun of it. But this game, I liked it enough to get world record. I'm pretty happy about that. I'm very happy about that. That messed me up really bad. I think I died here. Yeah, I died. Cool. Oh, that really sucks. I should have checked my inventory before I ran in there. What a time waste. This is what I'm saying, dude. I got a 136 whatever. Could have easily been could have been like a 125. I'm sure, well, I don't know. I'm not totally sure. But I think with some practice and someone who's more into this game than I am, I think probably a 125 is possible. Probably lower than, you could maybe, no, I don't think you could get lower than 120. I don't think, or 220, sorry. I don't think lower than a 220 is possible. But I think a 225 is wholly achievable. Yeah. I'd like to see that. That'd be really cool. But then again, if anyone beats my record, I'm absolutely going back to this game. I've fought too hard and too long to not have the world record. So, I'm gonna keep doing that. I'm just gonna wait for like Nord to be like, hey, yeah, I actually had this video, held back for like the last 4 years. I actually got a 120 or 227. You have to beat that now. That'd be awful. It'd be kind of funny though. I'd be impressed if Nord just pulled out a 227 and was like, hey, yeah, you thought you had the world record. Here you go. I'd be all aboard for that. I'd be a little sad, but I would fully respect what he did. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna run this for a while. I mean, I'll run it occasionally. I don't think I'll proactively want to run it. See right there, he dropped a revolver. I really wanted that revolver, but because my inventory is full, so I can't pick it up. But also, everything in my inventory is actually in my inventory. It's not in my spin wheel, so I didn't have anything that I could drop without going into my inventory, and I already have a gun in my inventory, so it was virtually worthless if I wanted to do that. But yep, now we get to go rescue Yerima. This is my least favorite quest in the entire game. You have to, it's just the biggest escort mission. It goes from here up until you save her, and you save her at around, oh man, was it like 2 hours and 5 minutes? It might be under 2 hours. I might just be stupid and not remember what the timing is, but yeah, it takes quite a while, I believe, and it's awful, and I hate it. It's the worst. I don't know why I'm doing this. What am I doing? Get out of my menu. Go fight the guy. Oh, that's right, my button stopped working. I totally forgot. That was scary. For a second, I thought that I had just lost my run. Cause I don't know why. I don't know why my buttons just stopped working. But they came back. Ooh. That's always weird. I've had that happen where I cut off his arm and then it hits me and it knocks me back. This game is just too buggy. I don't know how it got released. Although when it was released, they released the developers mod, so I mean, clearly they wanted people to finish the game because they didn't do it. I still can't believe that. That's like actually legendary. That they accidentally released the developer version of the game. So cool. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe, gosh, I don't know. I'll come back to it. I'll probably come back to it if someone beats my time. I'll run it off and on, just generally. But as far as me doing me, I think I'm more or less done with this game. I'll probably, my laptop is good at recording the game sometimes and not very well. So if I'm ever in a time where my laptop is acting fine and the game is acting fine and everything, then I'll probably I'll upload, like, I don't know, I'll fill out the level leaderboards for the different acts. Maybe I'll do that. That also seems kind of boring because then I'd have to play through the entire game again. But I needed a different computer to do the world record run, just because of load times and being able to effectively record for over 2 hours, which I'm not sure my laptop will be able to do. But I got that, and I got the any percent, so, you know, I did what I wanted to do. I'll probably fill out the other character, Joseph Percents, too. And this is all maybe. I don't think I'll be doing any of that this break. It'll probably be when school starts, but also when school starts, so I'll have to be doing work and stuff, which I'm both excited and not excited for. So, we'll see how it goes. Time will tell. But, then I'm just, I'm waiting for bands to beat my world record. Gotta beat my any percent. I think he can do it. But, yeah, I don't know. Alright, so we are halfway done with the quest. We got him to the boat, now we have to get him to Yerima. And this part I actually kind of like a little bit. Not this part right here. You have 2 zombies on a floater, and they always take forever to kill because I'm officially under-leveled. I am too weak to have my Fury Knife, or I guess too high of a level to have my Fury Knife be effective. But I really don't want to use anything else, so I just kind of stick with it. But immediately after this, there's you enter Opie's village, and it's just filled with zombies, and I get to use my Fury, and it's fantastic because there are so many zombies, and it feels so good to use Fury and just kill them all super quick. It's awesome. I love it. But then immediately after that, you have like that last bit of escort mission, and it's so slow. It is so slow. then you have to be careful because this thug can hit you, and if he hits you, which is so stupid, so unbelievably stupid, how when you're in Fury you can be knocked down. Fury only, it increases your speed and it increases your attack, but that's it. So you can still die, and you can still get hit, and you can still do a bunch of stuff that sucks and you shouldn't be allowed to do on Fury. It should have been like an invincible thing. Like, I kinda get it, but it's also just so annoying when you go and it's like, you run up to a thug while you have Fury, and then he swings at you and knocks you down, and your entire Fury disappears, and you're screwed, and you have to fight him normally, and then it takes too much time. So that's a reset right there. Although that's never really happened to me during a run. Maybe once. So, good stuff. Good stuff, I love it. But, yep, now we're just walking. There's like a total of 4 zombies, maybe 5, that I have to kill along this path. But, besides that, it's mostly just walking. It's utterly boring. I hate every second of it. But, I don't know, it's also pretty relaxing too, I guess. A moment of downtime in the game. I can respect that. Because, man, 2.5 hours is genuinely a long run. Oh, I forgot about this little bit. I guess I never used Molotovs here. It was Crayfish the Arrows run that taught me that there were Molotovs just hanging around in the jungle. I had no idea. Because, yeah, I used to grenade the thug. Because it's too slow to try and kill him regularly with a blade and stuff. So I would grenade him, but then I would have to knife all the regular walkers, because I couldn't figure out a way how to hurt them all. But you just throw a Molotov and do a little bit of just running around. If you get to the back of the thug, most of the walkers will follow you, and then you can just throw a Molotov, and that has a big enough explosion to kill all the walkers, and then you just have to swipe the thug a few times and you don't have to worry about it. So it's really nice, actually. Yeah, so that was really helpful. And then you just go through, do some more walking. Pretty cool. But yeah, we're getting close-ish to the end of Act 3. I want to say the prison is my favorite act, even though in this run it was just the worst. It was so bad. It's probably my favorite. It's the most fun. It's the most what I wanted. Like, I think the whole resort infected by zombies thing is like a neat gimmick, and Act 1 is easily my second favorite, if not my first. It's kind of a toss-up. I don't have to kill any zombies here. It's literally just walking, and then I have to wait at the other side of this bridge. But yeah, because Act 4 is all inside. It's in a building, and you have to walk through these corridors that are like actually a little bit scary, and you have to kill a bunch of zombies. It's kind of fantastic. It's clearly pretty hard, but it's good. I really, really enjoy that. And then, of course, you fight the final boss, which is essentially one of the only bosses in the game. You have that one big infected in the arena, that you have to kill to get his blood sample. But he's just a thug that runs around. But he also dies super easy because I can't see why you wouldn't have Fury at that point. And I think that's it. I mean, you could count like bloaters and rams and suiciders, whatever. You can call them bosses, but they just kind of feel like extra zombies, so they don't really feel special at all. But then you have Ryder White, and then you have Jason, and like it's like the guy in the arena, Ryder White, and Jason are the only three like special zombies that you encounter. And you don't even see Jason in the any percent because he is purely optional. Unless you're running the 100%, then you have to go kill him and take his stuff, which is pretty cool. That's a fun Easter egg. I'm glad they put stuff like that in the game. There's a lot of stuff in this game that I think are really cool, like the skulls that you can find around that give you weapon mods and stuff. I think that's a fantastic idea because it's like a treasure hunt that gives you something pretty cool if you finish it, and they're not too difficult, but some of them are difficult, so it's totally whatever you want it to be. They did a lot of cool stuff, but then there's also a lot that really makes me angry because it's like, hey, could you just please program the game to be a little bit better so that you don't randomly die sometimes for no reason. I'm coming close. I like and hate this part. I like it because it's like really intense, but I also don't like it because it's intense. I want it to be over. I want it to not have 50 zombies following me. And it really sucks because at the very end of this, Irma has like a 5-second little speech she gives, and then a checkpoint loads and all the zombies despawn. But until then, you have like 7 zombies on you, and you have to fight them off until she finishes talking, and it's super annoying. See right there, yeah. Then here's a little cool death trick. If you die and then reload your save, then it doesn't kill you that time, which is kind of crazy. This part's pretty cool. I have my Fury again, so I use that. This is also very dangerous because, yeah, see, he swung there. He swung twice there, and I dodged him both times. That was pretty impressive, if you ask me. But it's also super scary because if he hits me, then it's like, here goes my Fury, and then I have to kill both the thug and the bloater without any Fury, and that's just, it's too difficult. I don't know. And suddenly the game lets me push NPCs again. No idea why. The game is broken. It's so strange. Wow. Okay, so yeah, we're getting hella close to the end here. We go back to the city for a little bit. I think I don't know. No, I think that was pretty slow. I think I did that fine. We'll see. It'll come up. It's not really a trick I do. In fact, I do it very, very poorly here. But it did save time. I did have Nord's run open sitting next to me while I was doing this part, just so that I could compare our times. But you can take the car and you can push Irma, which makes her go way faster. Plus you can use it to just plow through all these enemies, and that makes it way easier to do. They're too high of a level to where if you hit them, they just die. But it does knock them over, and when zombies are on the ground, it just makes life so much easier. So yeah, I cleared those guys out pretty fast. And she keeps moving. As long as the enemies are all dead, she just keeps moving forward, which is really nice. And gives you incentive to kill them as fast as possible. She doesn't do that little stop and then start thing. I mean, I guess she kind of does it, but it's a little bit faster. So kill all these guys as quick as possible. And then I think I give up the car. Usually I drive up behind her and then I push her along the bridge. But that gets like really difficult, and if she accidentally falls off the bridge or anything, you're done. There's no coming back from that. So I'll just have to kill these guys on the bridge, which isn't terrible. They go pretty quick. They're all infected, so my Fury weapon still does enough damage to kill them after like 3 or 4 swipes. And then it's not really a skip or anything, but if you get to the top of these stairs before Yerma gets to the bottom of these stairs, then those bodies up at the top don't become enemies, I guess. So usually those bodies come to life when she gets to the bottom of those stairs, but if you get up there and you swipe them all before she gets to the bottom of the stairs, then they don't come to life and you don't have to fight them, which is pretty helpful. It doesn't really save time, I guess, because Yerma just walks up anyways, pretty much, but it is nice. It's fine. So I'll take that, I guess. But yeah, so I'll deliver her to the scientist, and then we'll head over to the city, get some gas, which is a really cool mission, by the way. I really enjoy this next bit. This last part of the jungle is not bad, mainly because you spend it not in the jungle, which is always good for me. But yep, so this is all pretty quick. We'll see. I'm still not entirely sure how far ahead I am at this point. Because I accidentally missed my save Yanma split last time I did a run. And so I don't know how far ahead I am. I think I do pretty well. I get pretty far ahead here. But from those last splits, I'm 7 minutes and 27 seconds behind world record. So I need to be minus 727 to be on world record pace. Sort of. But most of those come from the stuff happening in jungle, and I don't have that many splits in jungle, which I should probably add some more just to get a better understanding of what I really need to work on. But I do fine. It's alright. And here's a part. Nord goes and grabs the car, and I'm really not sure if that's faster or not. I really lean towards not. But I don't know. There's a lot of things that need to be routed better, I want to think. Because I still think, even during hydration, when you go and you're turning off the pumps and stuff, like, I think that it's faster if you just walk to each fire hydrant and turn it off, even though it's more dangerous and stuff, and you have to use Fury if you want to do it. Well, I guess you don't have to, but you really should if you want to do it in a decent time. But I was comparing my old Joseph percent, like my 55-minute one, and in that one I just run, and then I was comparing that to my new Joseph percent, and in that one I used the car, and they finish at the exact same time, and I died in both of them. Yeah, so it makes me think that it might be possible to be faster with running, but I also got really good luck when I was doing the running. There were quite a few hydrants that I got to, and no zombies were trying to attack me. So it's hard to say. I don't know. Someone who likes Dead Island more than me should hop in and start pulling up records. That's what I want to see. Just don't be too much better than me. So I'm totally fine. I want to do this. More competition is what I want, I think. It's nice having the competition, but I also don't want people to beat me. So we'll see. That's why I'm like kind of scared, because I know how much better Nord is at this game. And so with my extra strats and stuff, he could beat my time. Well, anyone could beat my time using the new strats and stuff, because this was just an awful run. But he specifically could do it pretty easy, and I wouldn't put it past him, and that I'd enjoy racing against him. But I also know that he is much better than me, and I don't want to have someone who is much better than me beat me, because that would just make it so hard to try and get it back. But either way, I'm super happy I have it now. It's quite impressive, and I'm really happy with it. Although this, I remember now, this was bad. I don't think I died again, but I think I got really close. And then I did die immediately after this, when you have to go grab the poles and stuff. Which sucks, because that's like actually a fun part, because it's just like a fun like run and dodge. But I didn't do it so hot in my dodging, and I ended up dying. It sucked. But I also think I was getting a little tilted at this point. I was just really scared. I was 2 minutes ahead, but it was like, yeah, I don't know about this. I usually do great in the prison, but there's still more than enough jungle left for me to screw up. And it got pretty close. Too close. Way too close. I mean, 21 seconds and a 2.5 hour run is fucking nothing. It's like actually nothing. Which scares me. It scares me really bad. Oh, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if Nord's going to do it. I mean, he'll probably try. He'll probably try and get the world record back. I don't see why he wouldn't, especially with all the new things. And I saw that he did another run 4 months ago, which was a little surprising. He never uploaded it to speedrun.com either, which was kind of funky. So he is at least playing the game, and I don't know if he knows about the other stuff. Yeah, that sucks. I can't believe I let that happen. But yeah, so he at least, well, I don't know if he knows about us or anything. He's in the Discord, but he hasn't posted anything ever, like ever. I guess that's fine though. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he'll give me a run for his money. I'd like to see it happen. I'm glad we're finally getting the time down by a lot. That makes it more fun and more approachable, I think. Seeing a 2:36 is like, it's bad because that's pretty long. But if we could get it down to like a 2:20 something, I think that'd look a little bit better. Just like community wise. Although if we could get Joseph % to be more popular, I'd be down for that. Because I got a 45 in this run, which also, by the way, I know I said it back at 45 minutes. I want to say it again. That is phenomenal. Right? Like, literally, if you took away all the screw-ups, I think you could get a 42 Joseph %, which is an amazing run. I'd be so happy to see that. That'd be so cool. I have an extra grenade here, so I go ahead and throw that. Just really Really lucky that that killed all the zombies. Although, not that guy. One of the guys out there. That was pretty quick. That was good. I'll take that.
I thought I was going to die.
Yeah, I don't know. Joseph percent is obviously the best thing we can run, because it's just the best part of the games.
What if he did? Maybe he did make it. Do you hear me? Fetch the bloody lamp. It's got to be there somewhere. The vaccine. Find
And then, if I sound a little like I don't know what I'm talking about, or at least, man, if I sound like a little empty-headed, it's because it's 5:30 in the morning right now, and I'm extremely tired. I'm just, I really want to get this done. I've been sitting on the video for an entire day now, and I know I've already, the moment that I got world record, I posted it everywhere, because I'm so stoked about it. But I haven't uploaded any video proof of it yet, so it's like, I don't know. And it was like, I don't want to upload just the raw video and be like, here it is. And then people are like, alright, it's just a video of some dude playing Dead Island. So I wanted to add the audio track just to be like, hey, look, it's me, I'm playing the game. I'm having fun.
Safest place here, right?
So, yeah. But I'm pretty excited. And then once I'm done with this, I can I start running Montaro, which is like some dumb, like it's one of those like dollar Steam games that are like kind of garbage, but they're like you play it for 5 minutes or whatever. But it has like a pretty big speedrunning community, and so I saw it, I'm like, I guess I kind of want to try this out. And then I got one of the world records, and I'm in second place for the other category. And I really want to get that first place, but it is just so hard to do. It's terribly hard. Here's the group of zombies. I have to kill those guys later. I'm required to kill all those guys. You'll see me run by like a bunch of dudes right here, and a few of them I'm required to kill, but just not at this moment. So I go ahead and do it right now to get it out of the way, because they don't respawn or anything. But yeah, so I've been speedrunning that game, and that's been a lot of fun. But it's all like based on luck. It's like a 42-second speedrun, and it is almost entirely just on luck. There's skill, but there's like not much. I was really scared to die here, by the way. But some person who was into the game noticed that I run it, and he sent me a message on Discord and asked me to be a part of a pretty decent-sized speedrunning marathon, which I'm pretty excited for. So if you know what Winter Rush is, go ahead and do that. If you donate money, all of it goes to charity, and that's in like February or something. So I've been branching out. Speedrunning's been like really nice for me. Even if I hate this game sometimes, I love it some other times. And after this run, I both loved it and hated it, and I'm excited to love it more. When the time gets pushed down further, people play it more. I'm excited to see what happens. There's a lot of really cool stuff that I'm genuinely looking forward to. But yeah, so we have less than 15 minutes left in this run, right? No, I'm wrong. I'm an engineer, and they're asking me to do math, and I can't do it. Simple math. There is 17 minutes left. A little more. Actually, no, that's right. I got a 2:36:06 or something. I think that's right. I messed up here. He was waiting. I was supposed to at least stand near him, and I accidentally ran down here when I wasn't supposed to. Fuck. That's scary. Yeah, so he wasn't moving when he was supposed to, because I accidentally ran too far ahead, which is kind of a bummer. But it was still decently fast, I guess.
I couldn't
Push
wait
him
to get out
ahead.
of that fucking place.
I forgot to kill a guy. RIP. How terrible. I'm bad at this game. This is the guy that made me want to get grenades, because he's probably the hardest enemy in the game if you don't include Ryder White, because he is just so strong. Because well, I don't know if I have Fury here or not. I probably do. But either way, that dude is super strong and takes forever to kill. And I desperately wanted a way to kill him. And that's when I found out, oh, you can just, you can use a checkpoint glitch and just get as many grenades as you need to. And so it worked out. And now I don't have to worry about him. And it feels really good to throw a grenade at him. I hate that thug so much. He's the worst.
Soil.
Sure.
Ring. Go.
But yeah, so I don't know if I don't think I was really tilted here. I was pretty upset. That may have looked like a fine little prison segment, but that was actually really bad. The fact that so many of the guys just didn't die very fast really bothered me. The fact that I screwed up that grenade, it was pretty bad. So I was a little upset when I was getting here. Plus I was I'm only like a minute and a half ahead right here. Hopefully I don't think I died here. I was a little worried because NPCs can die. Some of them can. Some of the NPCs are a little glitched. Some of them are immortal. Some of them actually have health. So when I saw him get knocked down when a zombie attacked him, I freaked out. I was like, oh no, no. He's gonna die and then I'm gonna have to reload a checkpoint. It's gonna send me back like forever. Now that's really unfortunate. That's really sad, actually. The fact that I die there. It doesn't send me back too far, but that's like such an easy place to not die. That was like actually a waste of 7 seconds. But that's not too bad. There are worse places to die. There are worse places to die that I died in this run. So it's not too bad. It's pretty quick. I'm getting there. It's yeah, so it was minus 849 and I needed to be minus 728 or 727. So it wasn't too bad. No. Now here's the fun part. You those doors open up and there are just a ton of zombies waiting inside. If you throw the propane tank too early, the doors push the propane tank aside and act as like a barrier, and they don't kill any of the zombies inside the room, which is awesome. So you have to wait until the doors are like fully open before you decide to throw your propane tank in there. But it's also cool to see like 13 zombies just die automatically. It's a fun thing. It feels good.
Yeah, you're gonna have to look around a little. Just take what's left.
Yeah, I lost like 30 seconds there. Not great. Not great at all.
Bloody die!
Yep. So that's the downfall. The start of the downfall. I'm just gonna lose tons and tons more time from here on out. And by tons I mean like a minute. But a minute's a lot of time, you know?
You handle yourself pretty well.
That's
I guess it's not a minute. It was like 50 seconds. Or 40 or 30.
Yes.
It's too late in the day to try and do math. So, yeah. That kind of freaks me out when the GPS kind of gets wrong. Because I always kind of second guess myself. This room didn't go very well either, did it? I don't think so. I got one of them. Yeah, I don't know. There are just so many zombies, and they swarm like really, really fast. And so it's always like really scary because you want to use the propane tanks to kill them, but like it's also hard to be far enough away to where you can throw a propane tank, kill all the zombies you need to, and not get hit yourself. Because every time you get knocked over, it's about 7 seconds that it takes you between falling over and getting back up, which isn't a huge waste of time, but they really stack up, and it can be really annoying. But yeah, I don't know, that wasn't too bad. I just kind of feel like it felt bad. I could have done that way faster. Honestly, if I had taken out my knife and just like ran through, I think well, that'll do it. That'll make it slow. If I die, I'll make it very slow. It's not too bad though. Hold up, it's right back in the kitchen. That's pretty good. And the thug died. I guess I wasn't expecting him to die. So, that wasn't very good. I usually don't die in there.
there's one other.
Of course.
We did decent enough, I guess.
We'd better wait here. Let us know when it's safe.
And now what do we do? We go, this is underground, right? Yeah. Go into the sewers? I guess not really the sewers. I really need a lot of stamina to get through this room. I used to die in this room like a lot because there are a ton of soldiers with a lot of guns there, and if you go slow through there, you get shot, and it usually kills you. But if you just absolutely beeline it for that door, then you don't have to worry about it, and actually it works out pretty good. And then you get quite a bit of infected following you through that door, so you can close that. And then the top here, if you're quick enough, you can get through that door and not die, which is what I just did, which sucks. But yeah, you can open that door and you can get through. And there are those two infected, and they're very fast and they're very annoying. But you can usually get through there fine-ish. I usually get, man, that sucks. I was extremely tilted by this point. I was ready to be done. It's like, I am less than 10 minutes away from this run being over, and I'm so close to world record. I do not have time. I do not have time for these dumb shenanigans. I should have closed the door. I guess it didn't matter. There's a little glitch that saves about 40 seconds if you just walk through that pane of glass right there. Which really helped me because me and Nord were on about the same pace right there. Yeah, it's pretty scary. If you see right here, I'm trying to... You can phase through the wall there, and then the water cooler can push you through. It's really hard to do though. A lot of the going through walls and stuff, there's only that one that is just I'm able to do every time. All the other ones are a little bit harder to do. But you also don't really save that much time going through there, because the checkpoint loads right there, and so you can't go past it, because this game works on a checkpoint system, and that infuriates me, because you have to reach each mark of the checkpoint before you can progress any farther. Otherwise the game doesn't load or count it or whatever as far as like quest progression. So I would just have to stand there and wait until Ryder is finished speaking, which takes a while, depending on how soon I get out of the water cooler. But I didn't get it that time, so it's really not that big of a deal. If I'd gotten it though, it probably would have saved like 10 seconds. Which would have helped.
Oh my god.
Would have helped. But not too crazy. But, yep, so we're coming up on my favorite part of the game, which is the hospital run,
They come for us.
which I just absolutely adore,
He was there.
because it's just so good. It's creepy, and it's frightening, and it's kind of hard sometimes, and it's really cool. It's atmospheric, and it's just great.
Elevator's here.
And it lasts like a minute and a half, and that's all we'll see of it. But it's my favorite part of the game by far. It's the hospital section. They did a decent job, but they brought it back for the Ryder White DLC.
Head toward the hospital wing. We'll take the lower
Here's a door skip, sort of. The GPS wants you to go to the left and go all the way around. It saves like 13 seconds if you just go straight. You just go straight through that door, and you don't have to turn or go left or anything. But no one ever does it because the GPS tells you to go left. And even though we all like our routing, that sucks. Getting grabbed there. I guess it's not too bad. We didn't get like knocked down by the ram or anything, but yeah, this part's just so cool. Running through, and there's zombies everywhere, and you usually don't get hit, but occasionally it happens. I'm pretty sure on the second floor I end up dying because there was an infected with a knife, and he just had his way. But yeah, I really like this. See, it's spooky, and there's so many enemies, and it's like every time you pass an enemy you have to open up a door, which means the enemies just get closer to you. It's terrifying. Yeah, that fucking sucks. But there you go. Proud. So we're coming up right on the end, and I was fairly close to Nordstein. This is very close. But this is the last set of staircases, and then I'm on the roof. I was like, 3 minutes? I can beat this game in 3 minutes. That's no problem. But then I mess up quite a bit here too. It's like, oh, those grenades, I want those grenades, but I gotta drop something. So it's like, gotta figure it out. Alright. And then I screw up. No, I didn't. What the fuck? No, see, I had my knife selected, but I threw a grenade. Okay. Rewatching this, I can see that the game fucked up. I thought that I screwed up. I thought that I just accidentally didn't select my weapon, but no, I totally selected my weapon, and the game just threw a grenade because it sucks. But whatever. I killed both the elevator guys, which is really nice. Usually, if you kill those 3 first guys fast enough, you kill them and then you immediately chuck a grenade at the elevator, and then you can run over to that door, and you can kill both the guys as they run out the door, and it's super quick. It looks really nice too. But I can easy. That didn't happen, but I did end up killing the elevator guys, even though I died, which is annoying, very annoying. I threw that way too early. Yeah, it was very early. But up next is just a waiting game, kinda. It's like you kill those, and then he sends out some zombies. Then after they die, you're just kind of hanging out, I guess. You just have to wait for Rider White to kind of stop talking. And this is bad right here. Because when you go up to fight Rider White, if you were at a low health, he will hit you, because you have to kill Rider White with your Fury. Otherwise, it's going to take you 5 minutes to kill him. And you can't do that, especially with how close I am. And so it's like, I cannot do that. I cannot be a low enough health. So when that helicopter came through and shot me and I died, I was actually like super stoked, because I got all my health back. But then going through here, I got hit with that thug, and my health was so low. But the only way for me to kill Rider White in enough time to get world record would be to fight him with as low health as I have here. If I get hit once by Rider White, I die and the run is over. And he doesn't hit me. And this is just the coolest fucking part of this entire run, is how dope that was. That was like, this entire run was like me not playing very great. That was fucking phenomenal. That was so good. Just unbelievably good.
The quicker we leave, the better.
That makes me so happy. Dodging every single one of his attacks. If I got hit once, the run was over. The run was completely and utterly over. And I didn't get hit a single time. That was awesome. 2:36:06. World record, baby. We did it. No problems. I love it. Love every second.
Legs, body parts on the concrete. Cut 'em up, butcher style gators in the swamp. Red light, leave 'em dead running like a track meet. Scared of nobody, what your motherfuckers want. Believe me when I tell 'em I'm a boogeyman beast. Leave 'em slashed from their head to their feet. Pin bricks to the chest of a bitch, well fed, cooking meat, cannibal trying to eat. I got a zombie army, and you can't harm me. Yeah, who do, bitch? Drink blood like a vampire without warning. Who do, bitch? Stand up. Sam B got the thing that go bump in the night. Whoa, who do, bitch? Hide your kids, grab your wife, better get out of sight. Who do, bitch? Let's go. Sam B to Papa Shango, I'm bearing some 80. Handful of fingertips, toss them up like confetti. Stable of corpse bitches, I'm a pimp of the dead. Come fuck with a zombie, I put a stake in your head. Look, you want ghouls, I got fucking platoon. Maybe everybody dies, I'm see your ass real soon. Crack bones to the marrow, hot sauce and they suck it. Now my juju ain't nothing to fuck with. Sam I got a zombie army, and you can't harm me. Yeah, who do, bitch? Drink blood like a vampire without warning. Who do, bitch? Stand up. Sam B got the thing that go bump in the night. Whoa, who do, bitch? Hide your kids, grab your wife, better get out of sight. Who do, bitch? Let's go. Cut your head off, you leave your motherfuckers dead. I got a zombie army, and you can't harm me.